Question about the immersion cooling, energy efficiency in the immersion, and let's do the math. Typically, the immersion system of which we, for example, deliver, we use 2 pumps, and for the redundancy, we can use also 3 pumps setup for the redundancy, and so one immersion tank, which has 21 rack units, so it's pretty compact. It's not like a long tank. It's not the concept of having, let's say, one IT rack, like tilting it on the side and building tank around it and just making it a immersion system. It's not 40U. We have 21 rack units fully immersed, and then 2 rack units for the Ethernet switches. So that tank capacity with the realistic flow rates and realistic temperature raise is on the level of 86 to 100 kilowatts, depending on the inlet temperature, whether it will be 27 degrees Celsius or 35 degrees Celsius. So that's the efficiency. Let's assume it's 100 kilowatts. 2 pumps which we use for the full performance on that tank, they are 900 watts pumps, and 920, 140 depends. So we have approximately 101.8 kilowatts per the more or less 100 kilowatt of the heat transfer. And obviously, in terms of the energy efficiency, we are removing the fans from the servers, which usually account for between 10 to even 20% of the energy use per server. So depends on the server type. So obviously that's another result in terms of the energy efficiency of the tank. So pretty good numbers already if you are thinking about the cost of transferring the heat. Well, what we need to add up is the cost of the energy use on the facility water system, because we need to run water to the tanks. So if you're thinking about the 1 megawatt, that would be approximately 13, 11, 12 kilowatts per 1 megawatt. So that's how much energy we need to transport the heat from the tank away to some heat rejection. And that heat rejection, well, and it fully depends. It could be just heat exchanger when it will be using the heat for the, I don't know, hydroponic plant or the greenhouse or district heating. So there are additional synergies which kind of enable additional energy savings outside of the facility. We can reuse the heat to heat up the building, and we can go with that water into the radiators because it will be on the level of 60 degrees Celsius, which means, well, we can reuse that for the heating the office space in the facility, or basically facility in general. So these are all energy savings associated with the immersion cooling. We are using 100% of the energy. We won't use any HVAC systems, any chiller plants, any air conditioning system. So that's additional savings associated with the immersion cooling. Immersion cooling is one of the best methods in terms of the energy efficiency. And even with direct chip, we still need to use some chilled water for the radiator heat exchangers in the current high density AI server deployments. So I guess 11, 12 kilowatts for the 1 megawatt of the heat transfer away from the racks, inside of the rack. Awesome numbers. So up to 2 kilowatts eventually per 100 kilowatts of the heat transfer. So I guess the math checks out. And obviously savings on the servers, no fans, no HVAC, no savings on the facility. Yeah, I guess the immersion cooling is very, very, very energy efficient. Yeah, maybe one final item. If we are rejecting 60 degrees Celsius warm water to the dry coolers, we can get away without any adiabatic cooling. We can get away with the dry coolers. We won't have to use chillers with free cooling, even in the relatively hot areas like crazy hot part of Texas or Middle East locations. So instead of running the fans on the large megawatt dry cooler, which will account for, I don't know, 40 kilowatts of energy being used to run all those fans, we'll be able to also raise the temperature difference to the ambient, and then either resign from the water usage, so resign from adiabatic cooling, resign from cooling towers, have less airflow, so less energy use on the fans on the heat rejection side. So lots of savings. Yeah, that's what I can recommend.